pod moth.
Hello, boils and ghouls. Welcome to Watchers Podcast with your hosts, Brad and Colson.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Why are you doing this to us? Because you were home.
I met him 15 years ago. I was told there was nothing left. No reason, no conscience, no understanding, and even the most rudimentary sense of life or death, of good or evil, right or wrong.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Hey guys, welcome to a very special episode of Watchers Podcast, because today you're getting 4 for the price of 1.
That's right.
Colson and I are going to be covering Scream 1 through 4, and we're going to be mixing it up a little bit this week. We're not going to have a story, we're just going to get right into the movies themselves. Before we do that, Colson, I was at the store today where your wife works.
Okay.
And she said to tell you that you're amazing.
News I already knew.
Same. I have it on my tramp stamp.
That's
like, Colson is amazing.
That's good.
On my lower back.
Yes. News I already knew, and news I'm glad you're passing along.
Yeah.
Good.
Hey, now everybody can know.
Yes.
I've told it to the world.
That's right. That's right.
So yeah, we're doing all 4 Scream movies.
Mm-hmm.
You seen these before?
Yes, a few times. Yeah.
So you're a pretty big Scream fan.
I am.
You even have Ghostface on your arm.
Yes,
I'm
I
looking
do.
at it right now. Not the entire character.
No.
It's a tattoo.
Yes.
Yeah. Not the first time I've watched all 4 either.
That's a surprise.
I know.
Yeah.
When it comes to horror series, I usually watch like 1 or 2 of them, but never the whole thing.
That's right.
Did you want to go over the
plot?
The plots of these?
Yeah, we're not going to do... It's a little different, like you said. We're not going to run down everything, but there will be spoilers.
Yeah.
So if you haven't... And all 4 movies are being spoiled. So if you haven't seen them, go and watch them and come back.
And if you've seen one of them, you've seen them all.
Yes. So Scream, the first one, is a year after the murder of her mother, a teenage girl is terrorized by a new killer who targets the girl and her friends by using horror films as part of a deadly game. So yeah, that is the first Scream.
Yeah.
Moving on to Scream 2. Get it? I'm joking. Yeah, so this one, for me, it brought back the slasher movies. They were kind of dead.
Yeah, they got reinvented again.
Yeah.
Which is funny when people are like, oh, Wes Craven reinvented it, but if you go back and watch, what is it, New Nightmare?
Yeah.
It's sort of the same idea.
Yeah, that's true.
A little bit. But, I mean, this guy, he's been around forever. He's done, what is it? Was it Last House on the Left or I Swear on Your Grave?
He did Last House on the Left.
And then Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, and even The Hills Have Eyes.
Hills Have Eyes. Yeah.
Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, he's done a lot.
Yes. Yeah, like it seems like every generation he was switching things up.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, this one probably has the best opening in a horror movie. I love that.
I will agree 100% with that.
I like how they tease everyone into thinking that Drew Barrymore is like the final like Scream Queen girl for the movie.
She's on the cover.
Yep.
Like front and center.
Yep.
And just nope.
No, she's gutted in the first like 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. So do you have anything you don't like about this one?
Yeah, I do. The biggest... I'll get to my main complaints that are in all 4 movies, but with this one specifically, the killer's kind of we see Sydney go into the bathroom in one scene, and she gets attacked.
Yeah.
And it's real that that's a prank or whatever. The news people say, even pranks or whatever are going on. And even the principal, we see the kids running down the hall with the costume on. But later in the movie, not long after that, but a few scenes after that, we see her in like a grocery store. And we see Ghostface stalking her there and out in the woods and shit like that. That's always bugged me, because that's not explained away as being a prank or not. Yeah. And it just doesn't make sense. If they were going for this as the killer, spoilers,
yeah.
Then it doesn't make sense. What are you doing? Broad daylight, you're going to be stalking people?
Yeah.
Just
like
really
out in
silly.
public.
Yeah. So in my mind, I put that as being, this is a hoax again. It's somebody from her school or whatever just playing a prank on her.
Yeah.
Kind of following her around, stalking her. Maybe she's maybe she doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
But that not being explained has always bugged me.
Yeah.
And that's one big thing with me.
Yeah.
Small thing, but big.
Yeah.
Big in my head.
For me,
yeah,
my big thing would be every single face that Matthew Lillard makes in this movie.
I love it.
I hate it. Every face he makes, I'm like, oh, you look disgusting. It drives me nuts.
Yeah, I don't know. He doesn't bother me.
No?
No actor in this movie bugs me. I will say, like, David Arquette can get there. He's just such a dolt.
Dewey drives me nuts.
Yes.
He says everything with, like, glaring eyes.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
He squints.
Yeah.
He's like, like he tries to do this weird.
Yeah, it's.
I don't know if it's intentional, like if it's supposed to be funny.
I don't know,
but it.
Yeah, he does
so
do that.
Annoying.
I was 25 for a whole year, and he's saying that with that squinty, dumb eyes. That's a good point. I'm going to notice that every time I watch it now.
Yeah, he squints everything he says.
Squints McGillicuddy. Yeah.
I do like how they have the running joke, like, in each one where it's like, oh, he's dead.
Yeah.
And then he gets wheeled out on a stretcher.
That does happen, yeah.
I think in 3 of them, is it? Or does it happen?
I think so. Or 2 for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah. Other than that, for bugging me, I'll get to the biggest thing, and this isn't me. People should find this annoying.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they do. But yeah, like you mentioned, the intro to this movie is great. The kills in this are even fun.
Yeah.
A lot of them are the same. I wrote down all the kills so we can, I don't know if you want to rate them or we can just run through them and be like, yes, that was good, that was bad. But yeah, I enjoy this movie. And I've mentioned before the costume. I love the ghost face and the black, and it just is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do have one other thing.
Okay.
This is something that, remember not long ago you and I were talking about when I rewatch movies, there's things that I didn't notice.
Right.
There's a scene where Sydney is at home. She's preparing for her night with Tatum.
Mm-hmm.
And she opens the closet, and you hear that shrieking music as if something's going to jump out.
Yeah.
And there's nothing. She grabs what she needed, she closes the door. But then later on, she is walking by, and you can audibly hear something hit in that closet. And she stops, and she looks at the door, and then is like, just moves on. And then a few scenes later, the killer jumps out of that closet.
Oh, I never picked up on that.
I didn't either, until very recently.
Yeah.
But it is something like he'd been in there. He was probably in there when she went in the first time.
Right.
And he was just waiting out until it was time to go. And then, but yeah, if you pay attention, you can actually hear something. And she looks at it like, and then is like, yeah, whatever, and walks away. But cool shit like that.
That's funny. I never picked up on that.
Yeah.
You see Nev Campbell become a better actor as the movies go on.
That's true, yeah.
In the first one, when I was watching it, I was like, she kind of reminds me of, like, Kristen Stewart in the Twilight movies.
Right.
She's always just looking confused with her mouth open.
Yes. Yeah.
But as they go on, she gets better.
She's a better actress, yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing that doesn't bother me, but I'm wondering if it bothers you. Does it bug you that these people are in their mid-20s, some of them almost pushing 30, playing 17, 18-year-olds?
No.
Okay.
Just because it's every horror movie.
Yeah, it is.
Like, for whatever... Every movie.
That is true.
People in their 30s sometimes are playing students, so...
And these ones, I will say, do kind of pull it off. They're not bad, because I know, like Billy is... I think he's 2 years older than David Arquette.
Oh, really?
I think so. And David Arquette was 25 or 26 at the time of filming, so that made him 27 or 28.
Yeah.
Playing an 18-year-old, but
That's
kind of
crazy.
pulls it off.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I didn't know if that would be something...
Not too much.
Okay.
No. Something weird. It's almost like watching Juno.
Right.
Where everyone's talking in, like, movie references.
Yes.
Like, there's a ton of horror movies referenced in
There
this.
is.
Which, at first I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. Like, I like this.
Yeah.
And then by the end of it, I was like, all right. It's like, this is becoming a little much.
And, yeah, Jamie Kennedy plays, like, the film aficionado. Like, he's the go-to guy.
Yeah.
He has a few good scenes, referencing movies and whatnot, but he's kind of the fill-in what the audience might not know guy.
Yeah,
you know?
He's the exposition.
Yes.
That's all he's there for.
That's right.
Yeah, he's like the hype man,
Yeah.
like Dr. Loomis in the Halloween movies.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's probably my favorite character, though. I love that scene in the video store.
Right.
Where he's, like, ranting and he's, like, pointing to, like, where people need to go when they're done looking for their movies. And then he has the scene at the party.
Right.
Where he's, like, telling everybody about the rules. And stuff.
The rules. We find out the drinking and drugs. And it's kind of funny because no other movie had done that before this one. And once you hear it, you're like, oh, shit, yeah, that's true. Unless you already knew it. But I was a kid when I watched this. I was, like, 8, 9, somewhere in there. So I didn't really absorb it, but, you know, upon further viewings, it's like, oh yeah, you go back and the virgins always live, like, you know, and the whores, per se, the ones who bang and show their tits and stuff, get killed.
Yeah, they're dead.
So yeah, it's kind of funny, but yeah, never really, and I, like, this is one that I don't wish I could watch it now, but I wish I could go back then, when like in the 90s, and watch it at my age now, so I could be like, true, or, you know, but I was just too young at the time.
Same.
So,
which is amazing that my parents let me watch this.
Yeah.
Like, looking back, there was no real rules put on what I could watch.
Right.
Which is funny because my sister wasn't allowed to watch Dirty Dancing because of the name.
That's hilarious. Well, that Patrick Swayze, he can move those hips.
Yeah, let's not get into that.
Yeah.
We still got 3 movies to get through.
Yeah, so I anything else for you? I have the big problem, which I'll get to.
No.
Okay. So my biggest problem, and this goes for all 4 movies, but I'll talk about this one specifically.
Okay.
There's such thing as forensics. I mean, the CSI people, the police are going to come in. The whole plan was Billy and Stu were going to frame Sidney's father.
Yeah.
They took his phone. The phone makes sense, whatever. However, the police are going to look at his hands being duct taped, and they're going to see duct tape residue.
Yeah.
And on his mouth and everything else, and it's like, they're going to pull this thing apart in a few seconds. Like, not even a day. I'll give them a few hours, and they'll have, you 2 idiots were the ones doing this. It was, and, you know, it's just, it bugs me.
Well, yeah, even that we're supposed to believe that those 2 killed her mother.
Yeah.
Instead of Liev Schreiber. Or Cotton.
Cotton Weary.
Yeah.
That's, we find out a little down the road.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just... That whole plot hole thing of... And this one's not even the worst one. The worst one we'll get to. But, it's just something that bugs me. I watch a lot of 48 Hours in 2020 and, you know, Dateline and shit like that.
Right.
Those cops, they're from nowhere, Indiana. and they crack these things. They drag the episode out like they had no idea what was going on, all to reveal, hey, they questioned this guy in day 2, and they knew him all along. And it's just something that's like, they're not going to get away. It's just too much. The tape, the guy being so beat up and everything else. It's like, I don't know.
It's an interesting one.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good start to the franchise. Though.
Yeah, it is. And I will say that there's a YouTube thing out there about who is the killer, because there is 2.
Right.
And they break it down pretty cool, because it is just theory. Like, hey, here's my theory. But this guy, I don't know his name to shout him out or anything, but he mentions how they hold their knives different. When it's Stu, he's holding it with both hands. When it's Billy, he's holding it with one. So you can kind of differentiate the two, like, this is, Stu doing this one. So next time you watch, Stu is holding it with both hands, Billy's holding it with one. So you can check it out and see who's killing who, if that theory is true.
Huh,
but,
I like that.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
I might actually have to go back and watch this again.
Just pay attention.
And I've watched it 3 times now in my life. That is a ton for me.
That is a lot for you, yeah.
My biggest gripe with this one is probably how beat up Ghostface gets.
Yeah.
There's more than once where he'll just get kicked or punched and go flying.
He does.
It's like, is he 10 pounds?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it's.
Yeah.
Even if he was getting beat up and it was just normal getting beat up.
Yeah.
But it's almost like he's on wires and getting thrown through the air.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. He takes a beating, which once you find out who it is doing it, it's like, okay, that makes a little more sense.
A little bit, but still.
Yeah. And I would think maybe the times Ghostface is getting the shit kicked out of him, that could be Stu.
Yeah.
Because he seems like a bigger doofus.
Yeah, I think a lot of times it is. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny because I know specifically the scene when he jumps out and gets on top of Sydney. Yeah. He is holding the knife with both hands and she kicks him off and he goes flying and then he's chasing. He is a klutz.
Yeah.
But that's I would agree with that it's probably most times him when he's being a bumbling idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you want to go? I'll run through the kills real quick.
Sure. We can pick a favorite?
Yeah, pick a favorite and least favorite if you want.
Sure.
So this has 7 kills. Steve is first. He's the boyfriend who gets his guts ripped out.
Yep.
Casey, who is Drew Barrymore, she gets stabbed, choked, hung by a tree, or hung from a tree with her guts steaming.
Yeah.
We get the principal. He gets stabbed a few times.
Yep, the Fonz.
Yep. Tatum, who gets stuck in the garage door, and then her head crushed.
Yeah.
Kenny, the cameraman, gets the old throat slit. And then Stu, who gets the TV crushed on his head. Mm-hmm. And Billy gets stabbed and then shot.
Yeah.
Whatever. So, yeah. Do you have a favorite?
Yeah, it's Drew Barrymore.
Mine, too. For sure.
It's such a cool scene.
The whole thing, you put that all together, it's just awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have a least favorite?
Probably the cameraman.
Yeah, there's not a I guess the principal would probably be mine. It's not even they're not even bad. It's just throwaway. Ugh.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, so that's Scream 1.
Yeah. The kids in this movie are psychopaths.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, they found the principal dead. It's like, quick, let's go see him.
I know.
Before they take him down.
So ghoulish.
And their friends are being murdered. It's like, oh, school's canceled because all your friends are murdered. And they're like, oh, let's have a party.
Exactly.
They're just demons.
Yeah, awful.
Yeah.
At the end of this, do you want to put them in order of favorite? We'll do it that way.
Yeah.
Okay, so on to Scream 2.
Yeah.
If you think of something else, just jump back to Scream 1.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
Now we're on to the best movie of them all.
That's right. So 2 years after the first series of murders, as Sydney acclimates to college life, someone donning the Ghostface costume begins a new string of killings. Ooh. So yeah, this is, like it said, 2 years after college. The opening in this one, do you like that?
Not especially.
They did it again with a bigger... They got Jada Pinkett Smith, Will Smith's wife.
Yeah.
She was killed first.
Yeah.
And you don't like it that much?
The thing that... This is a dumb thing to annoy me.
Okay.
But they're going to, like... It's a premiere of the movie Stab.
Yes.
Which is, what, 2 years, you said?
Yeah,
After?
2 years.
So they've made a movie about these, like, horrible killings.
Yeah.
And they're, like, glorifying it.
Yeah.
And you have a room full of people cheering while watching it. It's like...
Yeah.
It's so messed up. And then the thought of watching a movie where they're watching it drives me crazy.
Oh.
People are running around in costumes.
Yeah.
They're screaming and cheering. I don't like if someone's talking in a movie theater.
Are you being me right now? I don't get it.
No, I'm serious.
This is me.
Yeah.
I would open that door, close it, and then leave.
Yeah.
I would not sit in that.
No way.
You could pay me to sit there and I wouldn't do it.
No.
I'd turn that down. Looks awful.
No. It's... Besides being distracting, my anxiety would drive me insane.
Oh.
I would lose my mind.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
Insane, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind. This intro is nothing. You're never going to top that original intro.
No.
This one, although I did enjoy it enough, I guess. It wasn't anything special.
Yeah.
But
it's probably my least favorite opening of the 4.
Okay. Not mine.
Okay. I'm pretty sure I probably know what yours is.
Yeah. But... I find the intro okay.
Yeah.
It's not great.
No.
It's good enough. The only other thing... they're in college. This is jumping ahead a little bit here.
Yeah.
What class are they taking? Because I want in. There's a bunch of people just talking movies.
Yeah,
they're talking sequels and what's the best sequel of all time. They've never made a good sequel. It's a Terminator 2. This movie, it's like holy shit. That class looks like fun.
It does.
So cool.
Yeah, and they'll do something similar in like the 4th one.
Okay, yeah,
where they do like cinema club.
Yes,
like, we never had cinema club.
Exactly, but this is like a college course. Like I guess they're becoming movie makers or something, and they talk movies.
Maybe, I guess.
Very weird.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's like maybe you do that to become a real like Ebert or something, like I don't know.
Yeah.
Strange. Looks like fun though.
Yeah.
There's
a lot of... Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
There's a lot of big names in this one.
Yeah.
You got Jerry O'Connell.
Yeah.
Timothy Oliphant, or Oliphant.
Yeah.
However you say it. Portia.
Yes.
Ellen's wife.
Yeah.
And the aunt from Roseanne.
Yeah. And
can't think
Laurie
of her name.
Metcalf.
Yes, that's it.
Yes.
She's great.
And she and even other names, like for example, I don't know if you caught him or not, Joshua Jackson.
Oh yeah, that's right. Joshua Jackson.
He goes nowhere.
No, he's just like a cameo.
Yeah, he's
almost.
one of the kids in the class.
Yeah.
Because we also see Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Right.
We see her ends. But Joshua Jackson, we don't see him again.
No.
It's very strange, but I guess a little cameo.
I wonder if he was made to have a bigger role in it.
Maybe
scheduling or something. He couldn't? I don't know.
Could be. Mighty Ducks 3 was in production.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, something we forgot about the first movie.
Yeah.
Wes Craven.
Right.
He's in the hallway dressed as Freddy, the janitor.
Such a funny... Yeah. Would you... no, sorry, not you, Fred. He's even called Fred.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's got the get-up on.
Yeah,
it's great.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
Scream 2... It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's probably a good example of why you don't rush a sequel.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I find if it's like, oh, this movie was really good, let's get a second one out to keep making money. Mm-hmm. Maybe wait a year in between.
Yeah, because I don't even think this was a full year. I think it came out like 10 months maybe, or 11 months. I would agree with that, although I don't think that this one hurt it as much as it potentially could have.
Yeah, that's true.
This one, because in the original, Sydney's mother, we find out, is murdered by Cotton. Mm-hmm. He's on death row for the murder. Now this one, he's out. and he's kind of a fame whore.
Yeah.
Like he wants attention. He's trying to get all these interviews.
Yeah.
And that's kind of they kind of play him like, is he the Ghostface killer? You know, he's kind of stalking Sydney a little bit.
Yeah, which is not a great move if you're just getting out of prison.
Exactly.
Like, even in one scene, they're in, like, the library.
Yes.
And he, like, grabs her.
Yeah,
like,
he kind of pins her against the wall.
It's like...
Yeah. Yeah.
Idiot.
Yeah, and I don't know if that story, like, that may be a part of the thing, like you're mentioning, rushing it a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Maybe they're trying to throw in too many different things to throw, because it is like a whodunit type movie. You're watching it like, oh, it could be him, it could be him.
Yeah, you got to have at least 3 or 4 suspects that might be.
And they throw Cotton into it, and of course we find out it's not him.
Well, yeah. And they want you to think that it is, but you're like, okay, it's clearly not.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, we get the 3 main characters back: Dewey, Gale, and Sydney.
Yeah, we didn't even really talk about Gale in the
no,
first
that's
movie.
true. I don't think we mentioned her. Yeah, Courtney Cox, of course. Yeah, she's back.
Yeah,
and but the new characters, Mickey, who is Timothy Oliphant or whatever the hell his name is. Laurie Metcalf plays Debbie Salt, and you know, these are the ones and even Sydney's roommate, I don't know her name, and the sorority sisters that they're.
Oh yeah,
it's like who, you know, there's so many different characters that possibly could be it.
Yeah,
and again, her new boyfriend, who is played by Jerry O'Connell.
Mm-hmm.
O'Connell.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, they give you a lot of different. Who could it be? But definitely, if you're paying attention, you should know who it's going to be. Because, for one, Mickey disappears after that lunchroom scene where he's clapping like an idiot.
Yep.
We don't see him again until he reveals that he is one of the killers.
Exactly.
And that, I think it literally is like 48 minutes or something like that he's gone.
Yeah.
And, it's kind of funny that they... Then again, rushing it possibly led to this, you know, not writing in properly, but I don't know.
And then the whole reveal, as these movies go on, the reasoning for why they're the killer just gets so silly.
Yeah.
So Laurie Metcalf.
Debbie Salt is Mrs. Loomis, you find out. With some work done.
Yeah. Billy's mom.
Yeah. So, yeah, she's killing because they killed her boy.
Yeah.
And Mickey is killing so that he can blame the movies and become famous that way.
Yeah. And Debbie just happened to stumble upon this psychopath.
Exactly.
In the college that Sydney's going to, her university.
Right.
And convinced him to kill people.
Yeah.
Which is... a stretch, but gotta work them in there somehow.
Yeah, that's true.
I think the whole having 2 killers.
Yeah,
they probably didn't need to do that again. Just have it as one.
Yeah,
because
in Scream 3, jumping ahead here, spoiler alert, there is 1.
Yeah,
you're right. They probably could have done 1 in this one to throw us off. Although maybe people were thinking they're going to do it different in this one and only do 1. So maybe that's why. I don't know. But.
And then they continue on the killer's dead. Oh no, he's not. Throughout the movies.
Yeah.
I find, I get it. It's sort of like their thing, but it gets old by the 4th one.
It for sure does. This one, she kills her before she even moves.
Yeah.
But then Mickey jumps up and gets that.
Yeah.
And they shoot him, I don't know how many times. It had to be 15 times.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny.
Yeah. There's a funny part in this one where Sydney's getting stalked by them on the stage.
Right.
And she knocks all those foam rocks down.
Yeah.
And she falls underneath them. It's actually heavy.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah. It's they're clearly not real rocks.
That's right. I don't know. Other than I don't hate this movie. I shouldn't say hate. I don't love this movie, but I don't not like it. I find this enjoyable.
Yeah.
For a sequel that was rushed, and I don't have any huge And actually, you know what's funny? I mentioned about the first one, the forensic file, like, they're going to figure this one out. This movie actually has the, like, Debbie Salt character. She's explaining at the end, Debbie Salt doesn't even really exist. She could get away.
Yeah.
She's the one person in this whole thing who can actually get away because, like she said, her character doesn't exist. The only person who really knew her was Sydney, so had she killed Sydney, she'd be able to get away with it.
Yeah.
Because nobody else actually even knew who the hell she was. But it's kind of funny that this one sort of almost worked.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you want to go through the killings?
Sure.
So this one had 3, 6, 9, 10. So we got 3 more than the last one, I believe.
Yeah.
So the first one is Phil. He gets stabbed through the bathroom stall into his head, into his ear, I think. Fucking horrible. And then we have Maureen, who is stabbed multiple times in the theater. Next is Cece, who gets stabbed and then thrown off the balcony of her pledge house or whatever the hell that shit's called. Mm-hmm. Randy, we never mentioned in this one, he gets killed in this one. He gets pulled into the van and then stabbed a bunch.
Right.
The cops who are protecting Sydney, the first cop gets his throat slit. The second one gets hit by the car, and then the car drives into like a construction zone and a pipe goes right through his head.
Yeah.
And he's like twitching on the hood. It's gross. And then Hallie, who is her roommate, she gets like stabbed in the chest or something, and that's it.
Yeah.
Derek, her boyfriend, gets shot in the chest. And then Debbie gets shot in the throat and then once in the head. And then Mickey gets blasted to hell.
Yeah.
So that's all 10. You have a favorite in this one?
Probably the pipe through the head.
Yeah. That one is cool.
It is.
Yeah, they use like effect, like it's real.
Yeah.
Like not real, obviously not, but it's
practical effects.
The guy's really laying there twitching as his face is glued to the windshield, all mushed in. I agree with that. That's my favorite. Least favorite? I could go a few ways on this one.
Yeah, probably just any of the ones where someone gets shot.
Yeah, Derek shot in the chest. Probably. Yeah. It's just kind of boring. He's tied up.
Yeah.
Just nothing to even do. He's
yeah, they could have done a lot more interesting things with him.
Yeah,
like even if they had like, because he's tied to like this big like sun or something almost. If they had have maybe raised it up and dropped it, or like anything,
like, other than just
cut
shooting
him up,
him.
or, yeah,
boring. Yeah, so that's Scream 2.
Yeah. So
on to Scream 3,
which is even better than the other two.
So this one, while Sydney and her friends visit the Hollywood set of Stab 3, the third film based on the Woodsboro murders, another Ghostface killer rises to terrorize them. So yeah, this movie, Stab 3, is a prequel. That's what they're shooting, a prequel. That's why it's not... I don't like this movie.
Yeah.
I watch it a shitload, because when I watch them, I watch all of them.
Right.
But this movie sucks.
It's garbage.
It's really bad. This one, I would argue, suffers the most out of the getting rushed in. It was even, I think it was 2 years or even more after the last one.
2 years, yeah.
But
I think
this wasn't even done. They make jokes in the movie. Oh, Jesus, they changed the script again. I don't even know what... That's real.
Yeah.
They were changing shit. They were writing it day of. That's insane.
That is.
And it's like, the acting in this one is the worst. I put this movie, acting-wise, on par with, some of the shittiest, B movies that you'd ever... awful.
Yep, it is. Oh, yeah, there's way better B movies than this.
Oh, for sure.
The acting's terrible. Parker Posey.
Oh, she's the worst. Gail, even the main ones. Dewey's at an all-time,
he's ramped his squinting up tenfold.
Yes.
Yeah, there's... What do I like about this movie?
That's a good question. Let me look at my notes, too.
Jay and Silent Bob show up.
Oh, yes, that's true.
I like that. Yeah. The part with Jamie Kennedy.
Yeah, he gets a video.
Yeah. Like showing.
Yeah.
It's like, if you're reading this, it means I'm...
Yeah.
Or if you're watching this, it means I'm dead. And
That's right.
It's like, oh, they're probably doing a sequel or
Yeah.
something like that. And he just dumps all the exposition in that one. He's like, oh, in the middle of the film, you're getting like an exposition dump.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah.
Just telling the whole plot. Yeah, it's...
Yeah. The intro to this one. Now, you mentioned you like the intro more. This is the one with Cotton
Racing home.
racing home.
I do like this
Okay.
intro better.
I'm trying to think if I think I like the second one more than this one, but this
Yeah.
one, it is an enjoyable intro. Yeah, it's just the two of them. Like, but this one's weird because they use technology, a voice changer.
Yeah.
We find out, like, because he's on the phone with what sounds like a woman, I was about to say a beautiful woman because her dumb voice sounds like it. Okay, anyway, he's on the phone with a woman, and she recognizes him because he's all famous now. He's got his greatest show name ever, by the way, 100% Cotton.
Yeah.
Greatest show name ever. So he's on his way home, and we hear the voice, and it switches to Ghostface. Is Ghostface a woman in this one? Who knows? I guess we'll find out, right? But then his girlfriend is being attacked, and we hear Cotton's voice, like, "Oh, I'm sorry, it was just a joke. It was just a joke." He's not even home yet, right? So it's like, okay, they have a voice box. We find out later on when Sydney's on the phone, I can only hear myself. I can only hear myself.
Yeah.
He's got all the voices on there.
Which is crazy.
It's weird.
Like, is that technology available yet?
I don't even think so. I don't think so. And it's such a funny, like, box. It's like, push this button, you get Dewey.
Yeah.
Push this button, you get Gale.
Yeah, it looks like a yak back
Exactly,
or something
a yak
from the
back.
90s.
That's all it is, yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
So anyway, that whole thing just kind of bugs me about this movie. Mm-hmm. But nothing takes me out of this one more than the acting. Mm-hmm. And I mentioned the main people come back, they're bad.
Yep.
But the actors playing them in the guy playing Dewey is so bad. And like you mentioned, whatever her name is.
Parker Posey.
She's playing Gale.
Yeah.
Oh, so bad.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, it's not good.
No, there's one scene where the terrible acting really, really is like a glaring thing.
Right.
The fax machine.
I know.
It's so stupid.
So bad.
It's like they keep getting faxes
Yeah.
and like running into the house to check them, and like it's like, just leave.
Just leave.
Leave. It's like, he's in there, go. Why do you keep going back in?
Yeah.
Then what happens? The fucking house explodes? Is
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. He gets a fax and he goes in and it's like, the next person to die is, and he pulls the fax out and he lights a lighter and says, the one who smells the gas.
Yeah. That guy.
How he didn't know that he wouldn't have a flashlight or just use the moonlight.
Yeah, he was really counting on that guy to use a lighter.
So stupid.
And is that the killer's house too? Did he own that place?
I think so. No, it might have been one of the actors.
Okay.
I think it was one of the actors.
Okay.
I can't remember though.
The movie is just so convoluted. It's a mess.
Yeah.
You got a ghost of Sydney's mom showing up for whatever reason.
So weird. Yeah.
And I don't know, is she the only one that can see this ghost, or can other people, like...
I don't know.
Is she imagining it?
It's weird.
Because sometimes the ghost is, like, not very nice to her. Right?
Yeah, that's
like,
right.
Mean.
Let mother in.
Yeah. It's so stupid.
Yeah. I will say that the way they lure Sydney out, because Sydney is like an operator for like a suicide helpline or something like that, or a troubled woman's line. And she gets a phone call from somebody who's, upset. And they start mentioning, and she's like, oh, your voice sounds so familiar. It turns out it's her mother's voice. But she looks at her phone, and it's set to home. Like, the phone call came to her home number.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty cool thing that they did there, because she has, like, you can switch it to work, you can switch it to home. Mm-hmm. And she answered this one on home, and it's like, okay, this person knows where you are.
Yeah.
Because she had been hiding out or whatever. So that was pretty cool. I'll give it credit for that.
Yeah. There's even one line where she's like, I felt like I was safer being here than at home.
Yeah.
Whenever she goes back.
That's right.
Yeah.
Just...
Courtney Cox has a mullet in this one.
Awful, right? With the worst bangs ever. They're too short or something. It's like... It looks like a little boy cut their own hair. Horrendous.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if there's much good to say about it.
Yeah, and I will say that this is the only one not written by Kevin Williamson.
Oh, okay.
He obviously had the character credit or whatever, but it was written by somebody else. And I believe that Williamson wrote, like, do it this way. And they were like, the new guy was like, no, I'm doing my own thing. And kind of scrapped his whole thing.
Uh-huh.
Now, I can't remember exactly, but I'm 95% sure that Williamson wrote a TV show, which was this, like, it was Scream 3.
Oh, okay.
So whatever happened in this episode of a TV show was what was supposed to happen in Scream 3 had they done his outline. And they scrapped it and did their own thing.
That'd be interesting to watch.
Yeah, kind of cool to check it out. You just have to do some research, like, Kevin Williamson Scream 3 writing episode or something.
Yeah.
Find it. Because it seems like it'd be a cool thing to compare and be like, oh, they should have done this, or, oof, that would have,
Yeah.
But yeah.
One thing I do like about this one, Ghostface doesn't take as much of a beating.
That's true.
He's, like in the other ones, he really, like, delays killing people.
Yeah.
This one, he's like, pops out, stab, gone.
Yep.
Like, he's very swift with killing people in this one.
That's true.
I hate the reveal of who it is.
Oh, yeah.
I hate the character.
Roman.
Yeah, he's such a doofus.
Yeah.
And it's another one of those, like, clearly it's that guy.
Yeah.
Like,
and they try to throw you off by him being killed in the basement. He goes into the guy's basement, and she opens up the coffin looking for him, and we see he's covered in blood.
Yeah.
And, oh, it can't be Roman. He's dead now.
Yeah.
But, he pops out later.
Yeah. And his reasoning.
Yeah. He is Sydney's half-brother.
Yep.
So, yeah, Sydney's mother worked in Hollywood. That was they were trying there with that backstory, with her working in Hollywood on these shitty horror films in the 80s or 70s, whenever it was.
Like,
or even 60s it may have been.
Yeah.
But,
it's like she went by a different name.
Yeah, and
it's like just bending everything as much as they could to try and jam their stupid script into this.
You could see him trying to get it, like, but it doesn't work.
No, it was stupid.
Yeah, so Roman is the killer, the lone killer. Now, there is a scene, I'm not 100% sure on this, but you don't remember the scene when Sydney's in the washroom and she hears something in the stall and she boots the stall open and it's that girl, I believe, playing Sydney?
Yeah.
And she drops a mask and she's like, oh, it's just for a prop or whatever, I'm going to take it home. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that she was originally supposed to be the second killer with Roman.
Oh, okay.
And they scrapped that idea and they just kept that shit in there, or if they scrapped it and put it in there anyway.
Yeah.
But
just as a throw off.
Yeah, that was something that was either being talked about or was actually written down to happen.
Yeah. You think by now Sydney would be like, wait a second. It's like, you have the Ghostface costume?
Yeah.
Like, oh no, that's fine. You just go ahead and leave. Instead of being like, hey.
And yeah, that's actually the thing, because she was in the bathroom stall and then she leaves and she's like, oh, you forgot your brush. And she goes in, and in that set, there's no way that those killers could have been one. Yeah. Because he makes it upstairs and he's downstairs too quickly that there was two and she was one of them.
Yeah.
So that's what it was, yeah. So they had obviously planned up until that point to do two.
Yeah.
And scrap the idea. Weird.
Yeah.
Rushed.
Oh, yeah. There's just, yeah, it's just a mess.
It is a mess.
It's
all over the place. Yeah. I don't have anything else. I don't believe. Yeah, that's all I have. So other than the kills, we can talk.
Yeah, they have a whole set of the
oh yeah
town.
Yeah,
instead of just using the town, I guess.
Yeah.
I did like it's in the first movie, right, where she falls off the roof.
Yep.
And lands on the tarp on the boat.
That's right.
That, we're not doing the jump scare thing, but that actually made me like jump a little
really?
bit.
Yeah.
Because I forgot that she actually falls.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, oh, something's going to happen. Then she fell off. I'm like, oh shit, she's dead.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
But,
funny.
And then they kind of do it again here. And when she lands on the ground, it's like fake AstroTurf.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Shit.
Yeah. I think that's all I have for this one, though.
Okay.
We'll go through the kills.
The kills, yeah. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we got 10 again. 5, maybe 11. Anyway, whatever. Cotton's girlfriend is first. She gets stabbed.
Yep.
Cotton is second. He gets a golf club in the head and stabbed. Sarah, who is McCarthy?
Jenny McCarthy.
Jenny McCarthy. She gets like stabbed in the back and her head thrown through a glass window or some shit. Stone, who is Patrick Warburton.
Yeah.
He plays a fucking, we didn't even mention him, he's a bodyguard.
Yeah. He was just a dick.
Yeah, he's
just being an asshole to Dewey.
Yes.
Because Dewey and Gale are split up in this
That's right, yeah, they're not getting along.
Yeah, and Dewey is sort of dating Parker Posey,
Yeah,
the fake Gale
The
Weathers.
fake Gale, ugh.
And there's like a scene where he's looking at her photo and he's like, oh, she looks just like you.
Yeah.
Like, it's so dumb. Or you look just like Gale in this picture.
That's right. So Stone, he gets stabbed a bunch in the back and hit with a frying pan a bunch.
Yeah.
Tom, he gets the fucking gas in the building, the worst stupid shit. Angelina, who was young Sydney, I believe, she gets stabbed in the chest. Tyson, I think he was playing a cop in the movie. I can't remember. Anyway, he gets stabbed, and then he gets the rug. He's standing on like a rug, and Ghostface pulls it out, and he does like a flip and lands on his head. I assume breaking his neck, and then he gets thrown off a balcony lands by the pool.
Yeah.
So he gets it rough. Jennifer, she is Parker Posey. She gets stabbed behind that two-way mirror thing. Milton, who we didn't even mention, he's the producer of the movie.
Yeah.
He gets his throat slit, and then Roman gets stabbed and shot a bunch.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. I mean, there's nothing fancy in you look at the first one, it's got such a good kill.
Yeah.
The second one has some good kills. This one, it's boring.
It is.
Even the kills suck.
Something else I was thinking of that's a problem with this one.
Uh-huh.
Sydney's barely in it.
Yeah. Do you know why?
No.
She was contracted to something else and only had limited time on set.
Oh, okay.
So that's why she's barely in it.
Oh, that's why you go, okay, we're going to hold off making this movie.
Exactly.
If she's supposed to be the main character.
Yeah. No, don't do that. Let's build these other shitty, fucking awful actors.
We have a fake Sydney. We can just use her.
Yeah. That's why.
Yeah. Best kill.
Oh boy.
Maybe the broken neck rug.
Yeah, the rug pull.
Worst kill. All the rest of them.
All the rest. I would agree.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So that's Scream 3. On to Scream 4.
Yeah.
So 10 years have passed, and Sidney Prescott, who has put herself back together thanks in part to her writing, is visited by the Ghostface killer.
Yep.
So this is the only one I saw in the theater.
Okay.
I wanted to walk out within 5 minutes of it.
Oh, really?
But I enjoy it now.
Is this your least favorite opening?
Yes.
I knew it would be.
It is.
I like the opening.
Yeah, I like it now.
Yeah.
On first viewing, this is why I wanted to leave. They do that. We think we're watching the movie. We're all settled in, and then stab 6.
Yeah.
Oh, that was such a stupid day. We think we're watching the movie now. Stab 7.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I was so mad that I was literally very close to leaving, and then the movie started again, and it was the two girls, and kind of carried on a little bit longer, and I'm like, okay, this is it.
Yeah.
If they would have done stab 8, I probably would have got up and left, but they didn't.
It'd be funny if they just did that for the whole movie. By the end, you're at like stab 45. You're like, what the fuck is this?
Oh, brutal. But yeah, so that pissed me off. But now, looking back, it's probably on par with number 3.
Yeah.
I might even like it more than number 3, opening-wise. Yeah. But yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's funny seeing Kristen Bell.
Yeah. And yeah, who's the Anna Paquin?
Anna Paquin, right?
Yeah, she gets stabbed in the gut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's quite a cast for this one, too.
Yeah.
Oh, did you want to do the rundown? Did you already do that?
I did it, yeah.
Whoops.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
No, it's fine.
I promise I'm paying attention. Yeah, there's quite a cast. You have Kieran Culkin, Emma Roberts, Alison Brie, Hayden Panettiere.
Panettiere? I don't know.
Panicotta.
Yeah, the little gymnast-looking one. She was actually married to the Klitschko, the boxer, who's like 7 feet tall, and she's like 5 foot.
Vladimir Klitschko?
Yeah.
Oh,
or his brother, whatever one.
Lord.
Yeah. She had a baby with him. But yeah, that's quite the scene.
That's part of Scream 5.
That's right. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, she's great. Kirby is her character.
She's cool in this movie.
Yeah.
She's the movie lover. I guess there's a few of them too.
There are a few, yeah. This is the one you mentioned, the movie club.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny. Yeah, so the characters, like you mentioned, I like the characters. There's a couple that I'm like, this person doesn't fit or there's no need for. But in the end, I like most of them.
Me too. I feel like this one is the most on par with the first movie.
Right.
As far as story, characters, they've amped up the gore a little bit in this one. There's a lot more blood and guts and stuff like that. Yeah. Overall, I think it's just a good one.
Yeah, and it's probably because they took 10 years off, or was it?
Yeah, this one came out in 2004?
No, 2011.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Never mind. Yeah, 2011. Yeah, they did. They took a while.
I think it was, 96, 98, and 2001, 2011.
Right.
I think.
Okay.
So, yeah. Anyway, they take time and made a better movie because of not rushing it, it seems.
They actually had a story that worked. So they're like, oh, now we can do it.
Yeah. But yeah, I like I say, I enjoyed this one enough, but upon further viewings, I like it a little bit more than I did the first watch. Like I said, I like the characters. I like the story of it, I guess. Like her coming back to Woodsboro and then shit's flaring up again. Like,
yeah. You got to think by this point, though. She's like, I'm just going to stay out of Woodsboro.
Yeah.
Because they always come up with a reason why she's going back.
That's right.
This one, it's the book tour.
Book tour, yeah. And I actually will say, I mentioned characters. This one has one of my least favorite characters in the entire franchise. Okay. That is Deputy Hicks.
Oh, yeah.
I hate her. She bugs me upon all viewings. Like, I can never get over the fact that this idiot is... she's awful.
The look on her face the whole time with like her eyes wide open.
Yeah, she's hitting on Dewey, like making him stupid lemon squares and shit. It's so irritating. She's awful. I can't do it.
No.
Yeah. The other big problem that I have with this one is the main characters survive. All 3 of them.
Yeah.
Once again. I mean, there's a goddamn record now. There's 4 movies. 3 people have made it through 4 movies.
Gail, Dewey, and Sydney.
Never happened. And we'll find out if Halloween... Spoiler alert for Halloween if you haven't seen it, but Laurie Strode makes it through the first one. She made it through 2018. We got 2 more movies. Is she going to make it to the end? We'll find out.
I don't think so.
I don't know. But...
and we do have another Scream movie coming out. I don't think Sydney lives in the next one.
I hope not. I hope they kill fucking somebody other than the new people. We're sick of seeing new people die.
I think Dewey had to die after like the second movie.
Yeah.
He's my least favorite character, I think.
I think, yeah. And you know what? Watching, they bug me. They gotta kill somebody.
Yeah.
One of these, if one of these three doesn't die, there's gonna be trouble. Mark my words, Hollywood.
And then Scream 6 is
Yeah,
you're the
me.
Ghostface killer.
Yeah.
Another one with a silly reason why the killer's the killer.
Yeah.
It ends up being Emma Roberts
Yep.
and Kieran Culkin.
Yeah. He's
a doofus.
he's doing it. I don't know whose reason, like, hers is like...
she's jealous.
She's jealous, yeah. Like, look at the fame that you got and living in your shadow.
Yeah,
And,
she's like, and I'm a nobody.
yeah.
But the whole time, she's like, her reasoning is like, oh, living in your shadow and you're
Yeah.
famous. But, like, right from the start, she's saying, oh, yeah, I barely know her.
Yeah.
That's like me being jealous that fucking Robert Downey Jr. is famous.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm not going to try and kill him because of it.
No. Yeah.
Not that I'm related to him, but
Yeah.
at the same time.
It would be like me with my wife, who's going to hate this, but Jamie Lee Curtis is a distant cousin of mine.
Really?
Yeah. So it'd be like me being jealous of her.
Yeah.
Through marriage. Her husband is the guy from Spinal Tap. And he's my cousin. I won't say how many, because it's embarrassing. But it's more than 5. And less than 7. So anyway, we are related through marriage.
Look at that.
Yeah, but my wife hates when I tell people that because it's so stupid.
Well,
but it is true.
Well,
I've
she
seen
did
it in
say
the
you were
family tree.
amazing.
Exactly.
So,
but yeah, I agree with the point. It's kind of silly.
yeah.
And this one, now back to my Scream 1, I believe I was talking about the forensics and shit like that. This one is the worst.
Yeah.
For her boyfriend, she shoots him in the dick and then shoots him in the head. And they were going to frame him. The original plan was for them to frame him, and I think that Kieran Culkin, is that the one? He and her were going to be the survivors or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, the police are going to look at that and be like, well, why is he shot on the ground, taped up still? Like his head, again, with the duct tape.
Yeah.
It's just silly.
Like, why did he shoot himself in the dick?
Exactly. It's so, it bugs me.
Yeah.
And, they can tell, like, you stab yourself by running into a wall with a knife. They're going to be like, this is a different type of... They can tell. They can tell these things. Angles, gunpowder.
Yeah.
They're going to know if you shot a gun. You say no, they're going to test you. They're going to wipe your arms and your clothing down. You're going to test positive, and then you're going to have to explain it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Anyway, yeah, so that's the biggest issue I have with this one, and it's the big one.
Yeah. I think they dropped the ball with the ending on this one, too.
Okay.
If Emma Roberts' whole thing is like, I wanted to be famous and everything like that, I think after she shoots Sydney goes down.
Right.
And then they're wheeling her out on a stretcher.
Yes.
And, like, everyone thinks that she's the lone survivor.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my gosh. Like, and they're, like, taking pictures of her and, like, standing over her with, like, microphones and stuff, I think it should have ended there. Just Emma Roberts smiling like she did it. She's the one.
That would be cool.
Yeah. But instead, they drag it on and she's in the hospital. And then she's like, oh, like, is Gail okay? And she mentions that she got the same wound as her.
Yeah.
And then Gail and Dewey are like, how did she know?
Yeah.
And that's instantly when they're like, oh, she's clearly the killer then.
Yeah.
And they go after her.
And I will say, like, I mentioned the forensics in the house. Her thing completely falls apart when she does get to I've completely forgotten about the hospital.
Yeah.
Sydney's in ICU. I don't know about you out there in the world, but our ICU in our hospital is locked. And not only is it locked, there's nurses there that the second that something goes wrong, they're running in. That's why it's ICU. You're in intensive care. It's not, I'm going to go get a cup of coffee. And then you start having a heart attack, and they're like, I'll just take my time here. I'm not going to rush back in there. Meanwhile, Sydney's in a fucking fist fight with this psycho.
Yeah.
Oh, it bugs me.
Yeah, like you think monitors and everything would be going off because she's out of the bed,
exactly,
like, unplugged or whatever.
And just the fact that she was able to get in there is insane.
Yeah. And
I will mention that this has I let out an audible in the theater when they go. She's holding the gun at Gale, and she goes, "Any last words?" And Gale goes, "Yeah, clear, clear, clear." And she puts the defibrillator things to her head.
Yeah.
I went, oh, like I'd had it at that point. It was just so stupid. Oh man, they screwed it up. That ending that you mentioned, change it up completely.
Yeah,
it works.
Yep.
Kill Sydney off.
Yep.
Dewey and Gale don't know. Perfect. Mm-hmm. I like that.
Yeah, just leave it there.
Leave it there.
Then if you want to do a 5, you already have your killer.
Yeah.
Or not.
No, or not. Yeah, just do a spin-off of whatever. Oh, boy. Good point.
Yeah. That being said, I really like this movie.
Yeah, and I do. I enjoy it. It's just the Deputy Hicks and the ending bug me. But I get over it.
Yeah.
I still watch them. I still rate them high.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that they do bring back more horror movie references for this one, too. Where in 2 and 3, that kind of dies off.
And I will say, there's a scene where Kirby is doing the trivia, and I'm annoyed because I want to know what the question was.
Me too.
He says, name the remake, and she just starts going, Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. She's just,
the fuck is like, she just...
And I'm like, shit, I wanted to know that question because it's fun to play along,
Yeah.
The first movie did that great with Drew Barrymore's scene because it was something different we never had seen before. And it's, name the killer in Friday the 13th. And she's like, Jason. And it's like, oh no, sorry. It's like, and my wife is like, how can anybody get that wrong? You put yourself in her shoes of being fucking freaked out. And you hear Friday the 13th, you're going to say Jason.
Yeah. And if you've never seen it.
Yeah, it's true. You just hear the name, Well, she says, she starts saying Jason, but it's like, it's Jason's mother.
Yeah, I bet there's probably a lot of people that don't know that.
Yeah,
actually.
Could be. But, yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
Anything else to add?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think I have.
Actually, we left out one character. The guy with the headset. Like, with the...
Yeah. His name is Robbie.
Yeah, he has, like, glasses with a camera mounted to them so he can live stream everything. And it's funny because he says something like, everybody's going to be doing this. And then it turns out everyone is, but everyone just does it from their phone. Yeah. Like, it's funny that was the technology that they thought was going to be that.
He was... It's funny.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anything. I thought I saw something here, but I don't see it now, so I guess that's it.
Yeah.
On to the kills, I guess.
Yeah.
So Marnie, I'm not counting the stab movies.
No.
So this is 3, 6, 9. We get 12 in this one. So Marnie is the first one. She gets stabbed and thrown through a window. We actually don't see the stabbing. We just see a wound in her stomach. Mm-hmm. And she gets thrown through the window, already dead. Jenny is stabbed in the back and then is crawling through the garage door, and he hits the button and it kind of hits her back.
Yeah.
And then pinning her there, and then he stabs her, which opens the movie. Olivia, which is one of my favorite kills in the whole franchise. He pops out of her closet, stabs the holy shit out of her, throws her through a window, beats her up a little bit, and then when Sydney comes in to check, her fucking intestines are out on the fucking bed. It's horrendously gory, like crazy gore.
Oh yeah, and her friends are watching her as
from across the street, or not even a street, it's next door, like
he's hanging her out the window.
Yeah, brutal. Rebecca is next. That's Sydney's assistant or whatever the fuck. She gets stabbed and thrown off the building.
Yeah, that's a funny one.
Yeah,
because Dewey's like, "Oh, we got everything under control," and then she smashes onto the roof of the news truck.
Yeah,
van.
Sparks go flying.
Yeah,
great. Officer Haas, who are the two cops that are outside the house watching.
Oh yeah, Anthony Anderson is one of them.
Yeah, the first one gets stabbed in the back, kind of boring, plain.
Mm-hmm.
And then Anthony Anderson's character, who is Perkins, gets stabbed right in the forehead.
Yeah,
and
right in the Abdullah Oblongata.
Yeah, that's right. He's, that kills him.
Which is kind of funny, because he, like, gets out of the car and tries to walk away.
Yeah. I will say that in the theater, this kill was my least... I hated it. But apparently it's based on a true kill.
Yeah, we've talked about something similar, like how if your head can get cut off, you can still blink or something.
Yeah, well, apparently somebody got stabbed in the forehead and was, like, swinging and, like, walking around for a few seconds afterwards.
That's
so
crazy.
It's true.
Yeah, it can happen.
So, yeah, that's him. And then we have Kate, who is Sydney's aunt, I guess, or aunt, whatever, however you say it. She gets stabbed in the back through the mail slot thing.
Yeah.
Robbie, who was the guy you mentioned, he gets stabbed in the chest and in the back everywhere. Kirby, she gets stabbed in the stomach a few times. Now, did she survive?
I think she might.
I think so too, because Wes Craven said that I think that he was intending on bringing her back if they ever did. She became like a favorite, like people liked her, I guess.
Yeah.
So it was like, it was left. We never see her again. We see her get stabbed twice in the stomach and then kind of crawling away.
Yeah.
So.
And in a lot of the scenes she's in.
Yeah.
She's like the best actress in the scene.
No, for sure.
Like, she's killing it.
Yeah.
Like, she seems like she's in a different movie by times.
Yeah. So yeah, I put her in here just because, maybe she is dead. The boyfriend, I don't even know his name. It's like Trevor, I think.
Trevor.
Yeah. He gets shot in the dick and then in the head. Get it? Stupid. Charlie is next. He's the one killer. He gets stabbed in the heart. He's pumping himself up to get stabbed in the shoulder like they do in the first one, and she fucking stabs him right in the chest.
Yeah.
And he goes down. And then Jill, who is shocked in the head and then shot in the chest.
Yep.
In an unbelievably annoying ending. So yeah, that's all of them. My favorite is obviously the Olivia kill, the one with her guts sticking
It's
out.
crazy.
It's really gross.
Yeah.
Least favorite for you? Do you have one?
Least favorite, maybe like the mail slot.
Yeah, that one's kind of lame.
Yeah.
There's a lot of lame ones. There are 12, but I would say 6 of these are lame.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd agree with that. Actually, my least favorite is Jill getting shocked in the head.
Oh yeah.
I hated it.
That is pretty silly.
But yeah, that's just a hatred. So
a problem, it's not a huge problem, but something that kind of bugs me about the Scream movies as a whole is that there isn't a ton of originality when it comes to the kills.
Right.
It's a lot of people just getting stabbed. A
lot of stabbing, a lot of shootings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a surprising amount of guns for a slasher.
Yeah, that's right.
I just wish there was a little bit more variety.
Yeah.
I get it. That's the killer's weapon.
Yeah.
That's how they kill people, but I don't know. I just, like in the first one when Tatum gets stuck in the door, the garage door.
Yeah.
It's different.
It seems like every one they'll try to do one different.
Yeah.
But like the other 10 are the same.
Yeah.
Where like you mentioned, it's his weapon, but like you think of Leatherface, you think of the chainsaw, but he fucking cracks that guy's head with a mallet. He does other things, they all do different things.
Jason swinging people against trees.
Jason might vary the most from the machete. He's his iconic machete, but
he'll do
anything.
Shit. Yeah, anything to kill someone.
Yeah.
It's
a good point.
I like a little bit more variety.
A little more variety, yeah. Yeah, and it seems like the one that they do different is usually like you mentioned, Tatum getting her head crushed. It's a crazy scene. We see her fucking head pop.
Yeah.
Like, whoa! And then the pipe through the head in Scream 2. And the third one didn't really have any variation other than the neck break thing. But
a house blew up.
Yeah. Oh, was that brutal? I don't even want to talk Scream 3 anymore. Yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
I would agree with it, but it with me personally, it doesn't take away.
No, it's a mild.
Yeah.
And it's if I didn't watch all 4 of them so close together, I probably wouldn't even care.
Right, yeah, that's a good point, too. And I should mention, I didn't even watch these. I'm going off by memory. I went through the movie in my head and wrote down the way people died. I didn't know their names or anything. And I got a surprising amount right, and in order. I had to go online and look up the kills and get their names and everything. But, I was like, holy shit, I got like 90% of these.
That's amazing.
So, you could say I'm a big Scream fan.
Yeah. How many times do you think you've watched these movies?
I would say... Thing is, usually if I'm going to watch Scream 1, which I like to watch, I'm going to watch the rest.
Yeah.
So, not including Scream 4 because it's newer, I would say from the 2000 until 2010, I've probably watched them at least minimum 10 times.
Yeah.
Once a year. But I would say Scream 1, from the time it came out until now, I've probably seen close to 30 times. And that's not even exact. Like,
wow.
It's in between, I would say, guarantee 20, but it's probably closer to 30, if not even over.
That's funny.
So, yeah, I watch it a lot.
Wow.
And like I mentioned, the noise and the things you pick up.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's something, it's fun. But yeah, pay attention when you watch Scream 1 again. Stu uses both hands, Billy uses one, and listen for that noise when she looks at the closet door.
Yeah.
But Scream 1, in my opinion, it's up there, horror movie wise. The other ones, they're just fun for me.
Yeah.
But Scream 1, I like.
So if we're ranking these, Scream 1's your favorite.
Scream 1, I'll go Scream 2 next, but I could also flip-flop that with 4, and then 3's at the fucking bottom.
Yeah.
Obviously. What about you?
I'm torn. I think 4 is my favorite.
Oh, wow.
I think it goes 4, 1, 2, 3.
4, 1, 2, 3. Okay.
But if I watch them again, 1 and 4 could easily switch places.
Yeah, same with me with 2 and 4, I would think.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I just like that one a lot. The ending is dumb.
Yeah.
But 1 has Matthew Lillard.
Yeah. It's funny. I love Matthew Lillard in that.
And so many people do.
Yeah.
He drives me nuts.
I think he's so funny.
I think it's just like, if I had to put up with that person in real life, I would murder him. So, yeah, I don't know what it is about him. And I like Matthew Lillard in other movies.
Yeah.
Like Scooby-Doo, he's great.
Yeah.
13 Ghosts, not so much.
Okay. And have you seen Scary Movie?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Wayans brother, it's Sean. Sean Wayans does the funniest Matthew Lillard impression when he goes, but wait, there's more! And he's drooling. Might be the funniest, comparison of, or acting like this. It is so funny.
We should have watched that in preparation for this, too.
It's
just
true.
because it'd be fun to compare.
Oh, so good.
It's funny how good of a job Anna Faris does as well in that movie as being Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, it's great.
It is. It's really funny.
Yeah.
It's where you get the iconic, what's up?
Yeah, what's up? Yeah, that movie is funny. And, I don't know.
Yeah.
I like the Scream movies. I like the first Scary Movie. I even like the second Scary Movie.
Yeah, next will have to be Scary Movie 1 to 4.
Yeah, that's right. I think is there 5 now? Or even 6?
There's probably at least.
There is a 5th because I watch it. It's about the Evil Dead. And it's bad.
Yeah.
Oh, they get bad. Once the Wayans brothers leave, I'm out.
Yeah.
They did the first 2. They're both fun.
Yeah.
But Sean and Marlon are really funny. And like I say, that Sean Wayne's doing that. But wait, there's more. With the drool pouring out of his mouth. It's just, I'd love to see a side-by-side of that because it's great. Yeah, fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. I don't have anything else.
Yeah.
You don't.
Do it for this one.
Perfect.
Hope you guys enjoyed.
Yeah, a little bit different.
Yeah. We want to hear from you what your favorite Scream movie is.
Yeah.
What your least favorite is. I assume everybody has the same least favorite.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe not.
You're going to get the odd person in there. And we Scream 5 is coming out, and it'll be the first one not done by Wes Craven. So that's going to be fun to see. People are going to be against it just because it's not him doing it, but it'll be fun.
I'm very curious because you have original characters coming back. Like, Stu and Billy are supposed to be in it. You got Courtney Cox back. I'm sure David Arquette isn't doing much when he's not wrestling.
Exactly.
The guy's been doing, like, deathmatch wrestling. Which I would prefer if he just kept doing, hopefully lose.
Yes.
That's mean. But anyway, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, me too.
A couple of years' time.
Yep.
We'll get to watch it.
That's right.
Thanks, COVID.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it for this episode. Thank you all for listening. And like I said, let us know what's your favorite. Rank them. Just rank them and put them in the comments. We want to see where they stand. Unless you're one of those people that are like, Scream 3 is a great movie.
You're going to get one.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Then you will get one. Then those people can just not type anything. Bye. That concludes our show. Hope you had fun. And if you want to subscribe, we're available wherever you listen to podcasts. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, though, please be sure to leave that coveted 5-star review. If you want even more Colson and Brad, you can check out our Facebook page by searching Watchers Podcast. Follow us on Letterboxd at Campbell Brad and Noslock88. That's Colson backwards, 88. And on Twitter at WatcherPod and on Instagram at Watchers_podcast. Bye.